And welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
So Jennifer, here we are, middle of March, Easter's coming up. I've been rehearsing like a madman. It seems like I'm in rehearsals every single night when I'm not here.
You
for
have
Free
your
on a Seesaw,
Impossible
opening in April.
to get a hold of.
Opening up in April, April 13th. What have you been up to?
Nice little.
Had to get that little plug in there. It's a shameless plug. And
Well, I've been
happening?
counting down the days to the end of Lent, personally. I gave up bread and pasta, and it's the worst. I don't
Bread
know what
and
I was thinking.
pasta.
I know, it's a lot. It's a
Wow.
lot, considering it's in everything.
it is. Yeah, that would be tough, definitely, for sure.
So I'm glad that I got to spend the last little bit on the cooking show that we'll see a little bit later, because it gave me some really good tips about how to eat without Lent.
And do you like to cook?
No,
So being on the cooking show must have been a whole
I like
different.
to eat.
So now that you're newly
Yeah.
married as well, so who does the cooking?
Sean's done the cooking our entire relationship because he doesn't want to clean. So it's the whole you cook, I clean thing, and he will use every dish in the
Wow.
house while he's cooking, but it's always worth it. It's so good.
Well, that sounds like fun. So that'd be exciting, yeah, to see you on the show, which, by the way, as you mentioned, our guests Rachel and Sarah from Dinner by the Minute will be on a little bit later.
Yep.
And to see you in the kitchen if you don't cook, now that would be exciting. See, I like to cook. I'm in the kitchen all the time.
Oh, I believe that.
So, for me to play around and experiment with different foods and see how they all come together, that's what I like to
Awesome.
do.
Who else is on our show today?
We have Afton Rinse. Afton is a local actress and producer as well. She's producing her first series, Mental Case, so she's going to tell us all about that. I met Afton actually in a show. We were in a show together called The Misanthrope a couple of years back, and yeah, great actress. She's also a fight choreographer.
Oh, exciting.
So, that might be something we can touch
Yeah,
on later on
maybe we
down the
can-
road. Maybe another show down the road we can
Be a little feisty.
come up with something. So one thing I want to mention too, if you want to be on the show, feel free to email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. There's our website, artstalktv.com as well. And anything, if you've got an event coming up, you're a local artist of any type, genre, filmmaker, actor, painter, chef, culinary arts, let us know, because we'd love to have you on Arts Talk. We'll
Yes,
be
we
right
do.
back after this. Welcome back. I'd like to welcome local actress Afton Rinse to the set. Good to have you, Afton.
So good to be here. Thank you so much.
We met a few years back doing a show together called
Yeah.
Misanthrope,
Uh-huh.
which was fun.
It was super fun.
It was a fun show,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I got to wear a big long white wig in that show, Jennifer. You would have loved to have seen it.
I've always wondered what you'd look like with hair.
And I got to wear, I think, an even bigger wig.
Yes, you
and
did.
mine was red.
Yeah, you had the big
that
red
was-
one.
Was it a period piece or just
For like
clowns,
a
or what was
scene.
For
it?
like
I
one
think,
scene, I
yeah.
think it was, and so we had
But
to
it was the
quickly
best
change.
scene.
Actually, I had more
And-
time. You had to do a quick change to get ready.
That's true. Yeah,
so-
I did. Yeah.
So Afton, you not only you've been acting around this area for a long time. You've got a few projects that you're working on. So I'd like to hear a little bit, especially about Mental Case.
Great. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to talk about it because we're trying to push it. Social media wise, we're going to be starting a big fundraising campaign. So me and my co-producer Brandon Rines, who is also the writer of the series, we're kind of in our production meetings, and we'll be having them weekly until the big event on April 28th. So we'll be launching that project along with another one of Brandon's projects, which is I'm in Love with a Dead Girl, which we got funded. So on the 28th, we'll be, kind of premiering both of them. Mental Case was kind of a really beautiful kind of happenstance, serendipitous happenstance. Brandon and I met at like a filmmakers group kind of meeting, and I was there for the first time because I did actually a lot of film work when I was out of the country, and that's when I started thinking that I really did love it, and I wanted to do more of it here because I knew that there wasn't like a huge community yet. I knew Calgary was getting big, but here, nobody had really, not that I had known about anyway. And so I just went to this meeting and I was like, hey, I really like fighting and I really like acting, and I think I have a lot to offer. I would really like to do a project, with about all of these talented people that I know that want to do stuff. And then Brandon was like, hey, me too. That sounds like a great idea. I'll write it. I was like, great. I'm a terrible writer. So
What's Mental Case about?
It is about this woman who is kind of off her hinges a little bit. And so it's about her struggle to kind of, come to terms with these traumatic events that happened in her life. And she does it through fighting other people.
Wow.
And so
bar fighting?
kind of like street fighting, I guess. We throw like some really cool moves in there just because like we can do them and why not. But I think the bigger idea of the piece is that everybody is different and everybody expresses themselves in different ways. And so we've been playing with the idea too that maybe she's not actually fighting these people like she thinks she is, and maybe it is kind of like a visualization thing that helps her kind of get through tough stuff in her life. But yeah, we kind of
Don't give away all the twists.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
we want people to
spoilers.
come to the event and see,
It's true. Yeah, everyone will be like, "Oh, never mind. I know exactly what happens."
Well,
Tell us about what the event is, April 28th.
Yeah.
So it's a launch for the two?
Yeah. So we've been thinking for a while that we want to make the third one and that we want to make it with more of a budget because you do. And so we thought we would kind of premiere both episodes. We would launch them in partnership with the Garneau Theatre, who is, just
So
such
supportive.
of the arts in general,
Yeah.
right? We're just so lucky to have them here, and they were more than willing to come on board, which we're so thankful for. So we'll be hosting it there. You'll see both episodes of the show, and then also the I'm in Love with a Dead Girl short film, which is different, but that I'm also in. But yeah, so that'll be, I think we're just kind of in the preliminary stages, but it'll be 7 p.m. start. We'll watch kind of both. There'll be a live fight demonstration, which is super cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's our selling point.
Well, and
It's
just
gonna be fun.
quickly, because we're starting to run out of time here already, because
sorry.
it flies right by.
Talking way too much.
I wanted to really mention that quickly. You are a fight choreographer as well.
Yes,
which could be a
absolutely.
whole other show.
Yeah.
I think we should have
Yeah.
Afton come back on, and you and I could
That would
work
be
out
lovely.
a bit of a fight scene, I think.
Like
I
I
think
would kick
so.
your ass. Or butt. I would kick your butt.
Maybe.
I have to like step in and like, no, you're not doing it right. Don't get actually mad at each other.
How do they get a hold of you, and especially more information regarding the
Yeah.
event? Like, how do they find out more about it?
Now we have our own website, mentalcase.ca. So just go mentalcase.ca. You can see when it's going to be. We have a Facebook page as well. I think we're going to launch it soon. Or just get in touch with me via like my Twitter or email. Just because, like I said, we're still in the kind of the preliminary stages.
Right,
So
getting it organized. And
Yeah.
Still got a month.
You've got some
yeah.
time.
Oh man, I did not know. Oh, we don't have time at all. Never
Thanks.
mind. It should be all
Now
done.
she's in panic and stress mode. She wasn't before,
welcome.
Jennifer. So again, you said both films, I'm in Love with a Dead Girl and Mental Case, will be there. So I think that's an exciting evening for sure.
That would be so fun. I'd love
Yeah,
to go
and
to
there'll
that.
be I think we'll have drinks. I think there'll be booze. If not, we'll have lots of popcorn and snacks.
Popcorn is the best.
Yeah,
Popcorn is
and
always
lots
the
of
best.
really cool stuff going on. We have yet to kind of figure out who will be showcasing their own. We have like some comic book artists that might be there and that kind of stuff. So
Great. Well, thanks, Afton. Appreciate you
thank
being
you.
on.
Yeah.
Look forward to coming to the event in April and
Thank you
seeing
so
both
much.
films. Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
We'll be right back after this.
Hi, welcome back. Normally at this point in our show we would talk about some upcoming events, but there have been some cool changes in the local film industry, and so we want to kind of do a little bit of a Coles Notes on what's happening, and then on our next show in April we're going to have a panel discussion on what we think the Edmonton film industry is going to turn into.
Yeah, what it's looking like and kind of how it's been and what it's kind of turned into and I think where it needs to go.
Yeah, exactly. So we're really excited. What's happened for people that don't quite know yet is the Edmonton Economic Development Corporation chose not to have the Film Commission as part of their corporation, I guess. And the Edmonton Arts Council also didn't want to have that Film Commission kind of under their responsibility. So we're sitting in this limbo where we're kind of leaning towards having an independent film commission in Edmonton, which is really exciting because it'll give the filmmakers in Edmonton a chance to take back a little bit more control and a little bit more power over their industry.
Right. I think it's important, and that's one of the things we wanted to touch on by having the panel discussion in April, was that the fact that Edmonton is such a vibrant film community, and years back, you know, we had the Alberta Film Studio here, so we had a full studio that could be used for large film productions and that type of thing. And over the years, that's dropped off here, and it's important that we get that back. And we have such, again, as I said, such a vibrant film community of such great crews, actors, actresses, producers, writers, you know, that we can make great film here as they can in the U.S. and Toronto and Vancouver.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting to have a voice again that's not an appointed voice for somebody that's never worked in the industry before or isn't quite familiar with the way that the industry works. And I think that we're just going to see a lot of really great changes. Maybe we can get the soundstage opened, or maybe build our own studio. Not that we want to be a competitor to Calgary, because they have an amazing film industry down there too.
They have a great film industry.
We have so much potential up here that we need to tap into it and make Edmonton great again in the film industry.
You know, again, as mentioned, we have so many people here that have so much experience in so many different areas in film that are doing independent work, and a lot of them, because of the way the industry is here, it's being done on low budget. They're doing it for free, where they could be working in the industry when we bring the big budget films here. And the city of Edmonton has such a landscape. You know, we have so many locations that could look like other places as well.
Oh, definitely.
So there's just so many opportunities, and that's what our panel discussion in April is going to be about. We'll have some local producers, directors, and a few different people on that panel discussion to kind of discuss where the industry is, how they feel about it, what they, you know, are disappointed in, what they think has been great growth in the industry here, you know, the celebration of good things that have happened, and that type of thing as well.
Exactly. What is that new independent film commission going to look like? Because we have a real opportunity to make some incredible changes, and it's so exciting.
And to have our input and all the independents' input into it, I think is great, rather than just have one body select a commissioner. So look forward to that show in April, and we'll have that panel discussion on, and I think it's probably going to be the whole show with that panel. So there's lots to discuss. So if you're a local filmmaker, actor, writer, producer, crew member, make sure to tune in April.
Exactly, and even email us any thoughts that you have as well, and we'll share it on the show and make sure everybody is heard.
You bet. We'll be right back after this.
Arts Talk and Dinner by the Minute presents a Cooking with Jennifer Boudreau production. No time is too early or late when deliciousness awaits. Her mind is so sharp, no knives are required. Her kitchen has been recognized a UNESCO World Heritage Site. If dinner was the Oscars, she would win Best Lead, Supporting, and Director.
Hi, welcome back. We are here with the host of Dinner by the Minute, Rachel Maskowitz, and the executive producer, Sarah King. And I got to spend the last several weeks at her house, living there, eating her food.
Which they brought. The first time we've ever had food on the Arts Talk set.
You just interrupted me. Guest hosting their show, and it was super fun. So tell us about what we made and what's left of what I ate already, and tell us about your show.
Okay, so Jen has been, as she said, on site for a couple of weeks, hasn't left. We did manage to make her shower, so it was good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Very good thing.
I appreciate that.
So today we made, this is layered dip. You can put as many layers as you want, and really honestly, you can put anything in it that you want.
That looks awesome.
This is pretty standard. It's got like a bean layer, it's got a yogurt layer, a salsa layer, and as well as cheese. So yeah, today that's what we made. And
so the basis of your show is quick and easy,
and frugal.
Cheap, frugal. Oh, that's a nice word.
Frugal's the big one. I mean, like with today's economy, like how do you make a very simple dinner to feed a lot of people very quick, and not just that, at a very low budget. So.
And we made some pretty delicious stuff, which is exactly why I never left once we got there. It was just she fed me. That was the mistake. Once you fed me, that's it. I'm hanging around.
And
so how long has your show been on the air?
Sorry, before that quick
No, I
question.
already asked the question.
Did Jennifer have a knife in her hand at any point?
No, she did not have a
Kept it
knife.
safe.
We kept it out of the house, away from the area. She did
I
not
had a
have a knife.
plastic knife.
Yep.
that's true. Catch your pancakes with plastic knife. It's pretty good.
Again, so back to Jen's question. So how long have you been on?
Good question.
We're actually currently in our airing of our 4th episode, with a 5th one coming out within the next week or so. We've pretty much been on air for about 2 months, filling in some time here on Shaw.
Delicious.
And yeah, it's I got the idea pretty much because I have a history of both doing film and television production, but also with culinary arts. I went to school for arts, and I love to eat. I love food, and I thought it would be a great idea to kind of mix the two together and create a show that was very quick, very simple, very not very elegant, where we can just show people how do you make something from scratch, very simple, very quick, and that's actually healthy, low calorie.
And it's timely, because with the way the economy is nowadays, I think it's perfect timing.
And for this, we only shot our episode in 35 minutes today, and we came up with this because, as I said, it's a very easy recipe, and all of our recipes that we're using for the show are, to that point, very easy. What the general person can actually go and just buy the basic ingredients and make something that will feed a lot of people for cheap.
I love it. How did the two of you meet?
That's a long story. I actually met Sarah when I was about 2 years old.
Yeah.
I was about 2 years old. She was at my uncle's hockey game. We were introduced and just kind of bumped into each other over the years, and reconnected this last summer through a camp that we went to together.
Where you were cooking?
I have cooked there. I grew up there kind of, and I had.
Her and Snook actually run the camp, and I go out kind of like personal therapy. It's a nice place, nice ranch, and I go to volunteer periodically when I can. I haven't been there for a while, but that's kind of how we met us through there.
So the recipes that you have on the show, are these recipes that you've come up with? Are they family
Yeah,
recipes?
I think this was my sister-in-law made this one day, and it was a big hit. Most of them are things that I make on a day-to-day basis. I have a lot of picky eaters. We have a lot of allergies in our family. That makes it very difficult. So that's why this is all about alternatives. The idea is that somebody can look at a recipe and say, oh my goodness, I love that, but I don't have it. What else do I have in my fridge? Open the fridge, make food. So it just makes it very easy and quick. I don't have a lot of energy. Like, I'm a real foodie, but sometimes I don't want to spend hours cooking, especially when you have the picky eaters who are going to turn up their nose at it. So the quicker the better. It's I don't have the energy to do it, and I kind of like to laugh at other dinner show hosts are very specific often, which is great. I remember watching when I was about 12. There was a host on, and they were basically saying, oh, here's your 12 basic peppercorns. And I thought, I can't do that. Like, I don't have fridge space. I don't have cupboard space for all these things. And so it's really just a what's on sale.
Right.
Make it.
And go for it.
Go for it. And it doesn't always have to taste exactly the same, right?
Like I said, it's in today's economy, I think that's awesome, because if you can find things that are in the fridge or the cupboard, or the more inexpensive things, I think it's the best way to go. How do people find out more information about the show? How do they see it?
Well, we're on Facebook. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter is a big one for us right now, and you can actually go to our website, which will actually have all of the recipes that we're going to be making on the show. We'll also have lists of alternatives, healthy alternatives that you can use to replace ingredients or substitute something else for another if you need to. Best thing, of course, would be our Facebook.
Of course. Excellent. Well, I want to thank both of you for being on the show. And some of our viewers might say, well, why would you have food on an art show? But you know what? I think cooking is an art. And it's an art form, culinary arts. So I think it's perfect to have you on. And it's definitely an art for sure. So again, thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Rachel.
And thank you for being on our show, too.
I'm going to have another bite of this.
We'll be right back after this.
Thank you. Dig in.
I'm just going to eat all the cheese.
Uh-oh. And welcome back. We've had some great guests on the show today. Jennifer, Afton, excellent guest. Can't wait to see Mental Case. I think that'll be a great short film that we'll see in April.
And
food.
Dinner by the Minute. So
Dinner by the Minute.
delicious.
They brought us food. First time we've ever had food on the set.
Make
it was
sure you
awesome.
check them out on Shaw.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing anything at the end of April, April 28th, head to the Garneau and check out their Mental Case and For the Love of a Dead Girl.
For the Love of a Dead Girl.
That sounds like it'll be a wonderful evening.
I think it'll be great. And I want to kind of get this intro done because I know there's still food back off the set, and I'd like to go and eat some of
yes.
it.
Me too.
So anyway, Jennifer, have a great rest of your month.
Thank you. You
And
too.
we'll see you again in April.